Alrighty, welcome to the Week 1 preview of the NFL season. I'm going to go through some of the injuries, some other news, the matchups for the week, and then some players to watch. I'm going to try to do these every week along with recaps after the season or after the week has ended as well. So kind of just jumping right in, the Week 1 preview that we have is news and injury. So some injuries for players that are good to go that are already rostered on our league. We have players that have been cleared: Devon Achane, Tedero McMillan, Lamar Jackson, Malik Neighbors, Juwan Jennings, Calvin Ridley, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Stephon Diggs. So those are about 9 players that are on rosters right now somewhere in our league. That have gotten the okay to go. They were dealing with some preseason injury or some injuries carrying over from last year, and they're by their coach or themselves have been cleared to say, yep, they're on for this week. So that's always good. We also have some other news. So other news that we have is the Micah Parsons trade. So you guys might have heard about it. The star defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys was traded due to contract disputes. He ended up finalizing a deal with the Green Bay Packers, the team he got traded to, for about $148 million, I think it was, or $160 million, somewhere in that range, which was well deserved. He is one of the premier defensive players in the league right now. 12.5 sacks last year, almost 10 sacks a year for the first 4 years he's been in the league. So he definitely deserved that deal, and Dallas just unfortunately wasn't able to give it to him, or not willing to, at least. We also have Matthew Stafford and Jordan Love. These are 2 QBs that are very good to have on the roster as a backup. The team runs through them. They're a passing team. Both of them have been cleared for Sunday. I like to put them out there because, again, they are usually rostered QBs by week 3 or 4. So it's good to just kind of put that out there. They're both playing through injury. Well, Stafford is cleared. Love is still playing through, I believe, a thumb injury. So, and the last thing I have on here for some news is that Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins was not named a team captain. First time in the 3 years that he's been with the Miami Dolphins that he did not get named a team captain. To be honest, I think this is a beginning step of probably the end of Tyreek Hill's career in Miami. I think he still has a lot of football left in him. I just think that with the whole arrest before the season last year, his production declined. He started throwing the quarterbacks a little bit under the bus. Now, granted, Miami's quarterback situation last year wasn't the best with Tua getting injured, but I think that relationship between Miami and Tyreek Hill is probably coming to an end soon. So, next thing we're going to go through is all of the matchups for this week. Let me see if I can tilt this down a little bit more. All the matchups for this week, along with my locks, Alexa's locks of the week, and ESPN or America's locks on who is most likely to win in their matchup. So we start off with the Thursday night open premier game, September 4th. We have the Dallas Cowboys going to the Philadelphia Eagles as they do their championship banner ceremony. What a game to kick off. Of course, the Super Bowl champions always kick it off the season, but to have the Cowboys coming to town and to start the season with this rivalry game is definitely exciting for Eagles fans, for Cowboys fans, and for just football fans in general. So it should be a very good game, in my opinion. These in-division matchups are always tough to predict and tough to just see, but or tough to play in. But I really do think that the Eagles kind of got them this year. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think the Dallas situation's all jacked up. They're bringing the circus into town, and there's just too much going on that side, off the field, for them to focus on the field. Then we have the Brazil game. This game started last year with the Eagles going against the Packers. This year, it's going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers, another in-division matchup. I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 division matchups in week 1. That's kind of crazy. That's half of the games are in division, so these are just going to be some tightly contested games. But going to the Chiefs and Chargers game, I think this could always be This is going to be a tough game because the Chiefs end up coming out a little bit slow every year. You saw last year with the Ravens almost beating them. If it wasn't for Isaiah Likely's big toe getting out of bounds in the back of the end zone, and then the year before that, the Lions took them to town, both at home, and it definitely needs some time to get going over there in Kansas City, and I think the Chargers may take advantage of that. Now, if it was in Los Angeles, I would say Chargers all the way. Being that it's in Brazil, you never know, to be honest. So that game's kind of a toss-up for me. Then we have Alexa's lock of the week, signified in the pink dot, and that's the Tampa Bay Bucks over the Atlanta Falcons. And Alexa's lock of the week is Tampa Bay. She is going with the home team. I don't hate it either. I think that Falcons team was a little bit messy towards the end of the season last year with figuring out who their quarterback was between Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. We don't know what they're going to do this year, but I think that the defense for the Bucs is still really good. Baker is still a dog, and I think they'll do really well. So I like that lock for sure. Then we have the Bengals versus the Browns. Probably going to be a low-scoring game, and somehow the Browns will win by bringing back a field goal and a safety. I don't know. This is going to be an odd game. It's always an odd game between them. We have Cardinals versus Saints. Can Kyler Murray have a bounce-back year? And then who the hell is going to start for the Saints? I don't know. I think it could be Spencer Rattler. It probably will be. They have Tyler Shuck as well. They also have, I think, someone else on the Jake Hafner, I think, got benched or cut. So either way, the situation in New Orleans is not the best. We have the Dolphins going against the Colts, and who could be more dysfunctional? Dolphins or Colts? But I think in this game, you're probably looking at the Colts in this one. I think that the Dolphins, again, have a lot going on, as if the Colts don't. But I think that the Colts are going to come out a little bit swinging, and they want to show off their new special gadget in Tyler Warren. And we have another individual matchup, which is going to be the Giants going to the Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders are going to come back even stronger this year. As an Eagles fan, I definitely am they are on my radar for sure. So we'll definitely see the Commanders and Giants go, and I think the Commanders will take that one. Panthers and Jaguars, another snooze fest in my opinion, but I think that the Panthers will surprise some people in this game and take the win for this. We have Raiders at Patriots. I think this will be a very running game. It'll be an old school game. You have two rookie running backs in Travion Henderson and Ashton Genty, and I think both teams want to make sure that they get them the ball and get them going early. So this is definitely, it could be a low scoring game just due to them holding possessions when it comes to long drives and just pounding the football. So I'm excited for this game actually. It's gonna be a good one. We have Steelers and Jets, another highly defensive matchup with offenses that are in a blender right now. So I think the Steelers will take that one though. Then we have the Niners and the Seahawks in division matchup, and I think that the Niners will take this one. I think the Seahawks have to get it going a little bit more. New quarterback, new head coach, new offense coordinator, and I just think there's a little bit too much new for that Seahawks team to take on the 49ers, who is still a very good team. Lions versus Packers. We have, I skipped one. We have my lock of the week, and also ESPN's lock of the week. The Broncos and the Titans, with the Titans going to Denver, and in my opinion, the Broncos will take this game. Main reason for this is that you have the number one pick overall, Cam Ward out of Miami, going to Mile High. Going to Mile High as a player is even hard just in general. The altitude, the crowd, and then you're going up against one of the best pass defenses in the league with the Denver Broncos. So I have that as my lock of the week. ESPN also has that for their lock of the week, and I'm excited for that. We have Lions versus Packers. Individual matchup should be a very good game. I'm going to take the Lions on that one. Texans versus Rams. We have, I think the Rams are going to take that one. We have our Sunday night football matchup between the Bills and the Ravens. Should be a very good game. I think this is two highly powered offenses, and you have probably the two best players in the league, and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson going off head to head. So that's going to be a fun matchup. And we have the Vikings and the Bears ending it off on Monday Night Football. So I think it's going to be a good matchup. I'm excited to see Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy, two second-year quarterbacks. Technically, this is JJ McCarthy's first regular season start, but I think it'll be a good matchup. I think so. I think it's going to be a very fun, high-scoring matchup, in my opinion. Now we have some players to watch. Now I'm going to try to go through these a little bit quicker, but we do have 3 of each position. The 3 QBs I have are Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, and Tua Tagovailoa. My favorite out of those 3 is Trevor Lawrence going against that Carolina defense. I think that Trevor Lawrence is looking to make a statement this year. Some people are starting to question if he was worth that number 1 pick, and I still think he is. I think he's going to come out with a bang this year. We have 3 running backs in Ollie Gordon, Nick Chubb, and Jerome Ford. My favorite out of that one is going to be Jerome Ford. I think that the Browns really don't have an identity when it comes to offense, and I think they're going to try to go behind that line of Joel Bitonio and I always forget their other guard, Zach Zeitler. I think Zeitler's still on the team. So they're going to go behind those guards and really just try to pound the rock against that Cincinnati defense, who kind of struggled last year against the run. So 3 wide receivers. We have Xavier Legette, Cedric Tillman, and Jalen Coker. My favorite on this one is going to be Xavier Legette. I think he's going to be I think he's going to try to come back this year from what was a lackluster rookie season. I think that Carolina offense in general is just going to be a lot better. I think that the more Bryce Young just gets playing time under his belt, the more comfortable he's going to get. And I think they're really trying to buy in with him. And that's the best thing you can do for a young quarterback, in my opinion. We have the 3 tight ends is going to be Darren Waller, Evan Ingram, and Mason Taylor. My favorite out of this is Evan Ingram. Was a high producer when it came to being with Jacksonville and now being with Denver in a mainly passing offense, getting rid of their two running backs. It should be a good day for him. I think that Bo Nix is still developing as a passer, and he looks that way for Evan Ingram and RJ Harvey, so I think it's going to be a good matchup for him as well. And then our 3 defenses for this week are going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions, the Indianapolis Colts against the Miami Dolphins, and the Commanders versus the Giants. And I know what you're thinking, why do you have the Packers on there against the Lions? After the Lions were one of the best offenses of the year last year, I think that in division matchups like this are always low scoring, doesn't matter who it is, and I think that the Packers are going to try to make a statement, one, trying to win that game. I don't know if they will, but with Micah Parsons, they're going to let him eat. They're going to let him eat off the end, and they're just going to let him go. And I think that you could probably get some good sack points from these guys on the Packers. I think they're good for probably 1 or 2. Depending on which side they line up Parsons, he could be going up against Penei Sewell, which will make it a little bit tougher for him, but I think he could still probably beat him out for a sack. All these players on this side are available for pickup. They are trending upwards in our league and across all leagues on ESPN. And that'll be our week 1 preview. I will come back after probably next Tuesday with the recap of our teams and how the fantasy season or the fantasy week went. All right? Peace out.